New glasses? A fresh lineup? Who is this guy? I literally looked the worst I've ever looked in public earlier this week. I immediately had to go comb my hair and get a lineup. I really hope nobody I know or will know saw me. And if you did, I humbly apologize. Anywho, Dancing with the Stars premiered its 31st season on Disney Plus, and it was actually good. I know I sound shocked when I say that. That's because I am. Let's get into it. September 19 marks a very historic date in history. And no, I'm not talking about the burial of the Queen. But there's no shade to the royal family. Okay, maybe it's a little shade. But I'm talking about Dancing with the Stars becoming the first show to air live via streaming service. 16 celebrity stars and their pro partners took to the ballroom floor for the first time dancing to their favorite party songs. And I'm here today giving half the effort but twice the judgment from the comfort of my bedroom. And possibly a week later, knowing how I am. I'll be reviewing each pair's performance, giving them my own individual score, saying who I think did the best and the worst of the night, and you'll also hear my thoughts on the elimination. On week one, by the way, which is it's unprecedented. But before we get into that, for those of you that don't know me, hi, I'm the human form of the 100 emoji, Selma Boucher because it's French. And for those of you that do know me, you're very much welcome. If you're new to this channel or you just haven't done it yet, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button or turn on your notification bell so you can stay up to date with all my latest videos. All the works, bruh. Now, I already did a cast review and predictions video. You could go check that out in my channel if you haven't seen that yet. It came out a little bit late, but it was filmed before Dancing with the Stars premiered. Today, we're just going to be talking strictly about the performances on week one. Alright, before I get into talking about each of the couple's individual performances, there's just a few things from the premiere that I want to bring up. Because I'm just like that. The Skybox is back, and I am a happy Dancing with the Stars fan because of it. For those of you that don't know what the Skybox is, it's a little area above the dance floor where the stars and their pros go to chill out before and after the dances. That's where they do their interviews after each performance, and that's also where they receive their scores for each of their dances. They had cut it out like the last couple of seasons because there was only one host, and honestly, it was kind of working without the Skybox. But the Skybox has been such a Dancing with the Stars staple from the beginning. So just having it back now makes this season so much better already. We also had the debut of Tyra Banks and Alfonso Ribeiro as co-hosts, and can I just say, everything I expected and wanted from them came true, and it was perfect. And I think that is a testament that the world would be a better place if things just happened the way I wanted them to. Their energies just work so well together. The fact that Tyra didn't have to carry all the weight of the hosting duties made her just that much more tolerable. As for Alfonso, he said it was great to be back in the ballroom. I'm like, sir, you never left. But he was just exceptional. I kind of like the fact that he took over the Skybox hosting duties, which pertains to like the interviewing portion of, the stars' performances, because he did that so effortlessly. He was supportive of each of the stars after their performance, very inquisitive, asked all the right questions. He was funny and charming. He made everyone feel so light and comfortable, and that's what you do as a host, and I think he did a fantastic job, just like I knew he would. This just proves that this is one hands down one of the best executive decisions that the show has made yet. All right, on to the actual show. Another one of the boxes that they ticked for me this season was having a really grand opening number. They had the pros dancing from rooftops in LA to the streets of New York to Disney World until they finally got back to the ballroom floor. It probably wasn't the most unique opening number that we've had over the years, but we've been missing it for so long that I guess it did kind of scratch that itch. And everyone looked great, might I add. And something about starting it off with Witney being the first person shown for the new season on this new platform. A foreshadow, if you would, my darling. Oh, the troupe is also back. I know I said I was moving on, but I just remembered the troupe. That's how my brain works, and you just have to get used to it. The show doesn't have commercials anymore, so they utilize the troupe by having them do these really quick dances and these funny bits throughout to fill in like the show's slower moments. And I think that was really smart, and the way that they inserted them was like really well thought out. Alright, let's move on to the couples. Officially this time. The theme was premiere party, and each star had to dance to a party song of their choice. This kind of gives me reminiscence, reminiscence, reminisce of hashtag My Jam Monday from season 19 and season 20. If I had to choose my party song, I'd probably go with Runaway Baby by Bruno Mars. Not because it's a song that I listen to on a regular basis or at all. I just wanted my first dance on Dancing with the Stars if I ever got the chance to go on to be a jive to Runaway Baby for some reason. I don't know why. That's just always been the case. Anyway, first up, dancing a cha-cha to "I Wanna Dance with Somebody" by Whitney Houston. It's American Idol winner Jordin Sparks and her partner Brandon Armstrong. Let me tell you, I was nervous as hell about Jordin because I thought if she flopped, she was gonna flop hard. But I also had a lot of faith in her. And I agree with Carrie-Anne in saying she did not disappoint. It was a really fun performance. I think she has a lot of potential, and she was dancing for Whitney, who she starred in the movie Sparkle with, by the way. I didn't even make that connection until they told me. They got a total score of 26 out of 40, which is not bad for week one. 7 and 6s are great week one scores. I personally think she should have gotten straight 7s across the board to get a total of 28 out of 40. But I'm not mad at what they did get because I'm sure that's the lowest score they're going to get this entire season. I'm going to give them a 7. I think she danced fine. Her partnership with Brandon is adorable, and I think she has a lot of potential to, possibly make it to the end. Next up, we have TV personality and weather anchor Sam Champion and Cheryl Burke. They danced the foxtrot to "Hold Me Closer" by Elton John and Britney Spears, and there is no way this is his party song. It literally came out like 2 weeks ago. What are you talking about? They probably couldn't get rights to any of Elton's older songs, probably. The ones that Sam would know. So they probably just got the closest thing that they could. Anyways, he danced exactly how I expected him to dance. What I didn't expect, however, was to be invested in his story. He's got a story to tell, and I really do hope he stays long enough to share it. He got straight fives from the judges for a total of 20 out of 40, which made sense at the time. But after you see other performances that got the same score, you realize that this dance was a little bit better than those. And because of that, my score for him is going to be a 5. Yeah, I know my critique didn't match my score. Are you new here? That's what we do on Dancing with the Stars, apparently. Heidi D'Amelio and Artem Shikvinsep are up next, and they did a cha-cha to "Lady Marmalade" by Pink, Maya, Lil Kim, and Christina Aguilera, which is a really good song, I might add. I just don't think the dancing was as good as the song was. Now, I really wanted to root for Heidi because to me, she just oozed that boss bitch energy. But the entire time during the premiere, it just seems like she didn't want to be there. And as a viewer, that's kind of off-putting. As for her dance, she kind of seemed a little bit unbothered, and at the same time, weirdly calculated. Like she was overthinking every move and then barely putting any effort into the move when she does them. It was just a weird energy that I couldn't really get behind. But I'm hoping that it's just some kind of nerve thing and she could perform better in future performances and get her head in the game because I really am rooting for them. They got a score of 24 from the judges, which I think I agree with because I liked it more than Sam's, but not more than Jordin. So I think a 6 is a very appropriate score for this week. Daniel Durand and Britt had my favorite video package of the night. Everything from their first meeting to Britt learning sign language so she could communicate with Brandon better, to just Daniel's whole goal and message that he's trying to share from being on the show was just so heartwarming. As for their performance, they danced a tango to "Barbara Streisand" by Duck Sauce. And first of all, I need to have a word with whoever put them in these highlighter as costumes. I hate this color. Lime green? Name one person you know that's ever looked good in lime green. Besides Beyonce, but that's not fair. She looks good in anything. Their dance was actually pretty solid. He had a few slip ups here and there, but that's all overlookable. I'm going to try not to compare his journey to Naldi Marco's journey on season 22, but for this first week, I will say his first dance didn't have that much of a grand impression as Niles' did. I'm going to agree with 75% of the judges tonight and say that this dance is a 7. Len just stay underscoring for no reason. Next up is country pop singer, because apparently that's a thing now, Jesse James Decker and Alan Bernstein. They danced a cha-cha to Sweet Home Alabama. Hey, at least she got to pick the generic country pop song. And they didn't give it to her, you know what I mean? When I saw the judges gave them all 5s, I asked, did I miss something? Because it was actually pretty good to me. But that could just be my bias for Alan clouding my judgment. What disappointed me the most was their partnership. Alan specifically is somebody that has great relationships with all his partners, and with these two, the chemistry was just kind of lacking a little bit. Like, they were not on the same wavelength at all. Anyways, I'm going to give them a 6 because I think all 5s were just a little bit too harsh. This dance was better than all 5s. Real Housewives of New Jersey star Teresa Giudice took to the dance floor to do a tango to Rihanna and Calvin Harris's We Found Love with her partner Pasha Pashkov. Talk about meeting expectations. Besides the table flip at the very beginning, the dance lacked, can I say, personality? It was a lot of walking around and just turning on the same spot. There was merely a tango to be found. I think the judges' score on this one was kind of spot on. It was very much correct. Which can I say? I'm just glad that the judges are back to scoring accurately. I can't remember which season it was. It might have been season 27. They just used to be handing out these high scores in the early weeks. I'm like, child, that dance did not deserve a 9. You need to calm down. It's only week 2. So this season, I'm happy that they were not afraid to give those low scores, which, we're going to get into that when we get there. But they did not hold back, and I'm very much appreciative of that. My second predicted finalists, Wayne Brady and Whitney Carson, are up next. They also did a cha-cha to She's a Bad Mama Jamma. He just has that natural black people swag and rhythm. And that's what contributed mostly to his performance being so good, in my opinion. That and Whitney's choreo. You see, Whitney, you see Miss Carson? If anything else, trust and believe she's going to serve you some good choreography, quick, fast, and in a hurry. Also, shout out to Derek for being the only judge to recognize all the returning pros coming back into the competition. I do agree with the judge's comments that he needs to find more of a balance, because I relate to that. When you're performing and you're in the moment and the adrenaline is rushing too, sometimes you overperform the moves and it ends up making you look a little bit clunky. So once he learns how to control that, oh, he's going to be unstoppable. They got a total score of 29, and this is one of my top 5 dances of the night. So my score for them is going to be an 8. Cheryl Ladd and returning pro Louis Van Amstel danced a cha-cha to Gotta Give It Up by Marvin Gaye, and they shut me the hell up. I predicted that they would go home first, but my god, Cheryl is a good dancer. She did way beyond what I thought. She amazing. She had great stage presence. Her body moved well. I think I agree with Carrie Ann's comment that the choreo was a bit too simple for her. I think Louis himself underestimated what she could do. But this woman, she got potential. I don't think she's going to win, but I definitely see her going at least midway now. That is if the voting is right. Also, I didn't realize that she's 71. She looks incredible. I want whatever she and Nancy Pelosi are having. Nancy Pelosi is 82 years old and is walking around in 6-inch heels. I can't even sit up straight for an hour. I'm going to go with Carrie Ann and say that this dance deserves a 6, and everyone just seems to love and adore her. I'm glad I was wrong and they weren't sent home. Spoiler alert. Vinny Guadagnino and Coco did a salsa to Titi Mi Pregunto by Bad Bunny. I'm not going to revisit what I said about New Pros. Just go watch my last video and you'll hear my opinions on that. The performance, it was just a lot of her dancing around him. And because of that, I was very unnerved going into judges' critiques. Because I knew they were harsh on people that I thought did decent. And I just knew they were going to drag this poor kid to the ground. And that they did. But they were still able to offer some sort of advice and encouragement to possibly butter him up for the fours that they were about to give. They got a total score of 17 out of 40, the lowest score of the night and the lowest score on Dancing with the Stars in a while. It doesn't matter at all what I score them, but just to soften the blow, I'm gonna give them a 5 for this performance. Before I move on, they took this moment to reintroduce the live band Ray 2 Live, and I didn't realize how much I missed them until they returned, especially considering how they used to butcher songs. Shangela and Gleb danced a salsa to the Pussycat Dolls When I Grow Up, and it was actually good. Y'all know my expectations were beneath the floor when it came to Gleb and his choreography. But he was actually able to capture Shangela's essence. And I don't want to jinx it, but I'll take back every negative thing I've ever said about Gleb and his choreography if he's able to build off of this momentum going forward in the season. There was another salsa to this same song done in season 24 by Normani and Val, but that was Normani, and this is a week one dance, so let me not even attempt to compare. They got straight sevens for a score of 28 out of 40, which I'm not offended by. And I think I agree, and I will give Shangela and Gleb a 7 as well. It seems my talk with Gleb is working, even though that video came out after this dance happened. Emma Slater's partner, Trevor Donovan, who danced a quick step, which is a hard dance to do on week one, by the way, has an actual, real, rational fear of dancing. But surprisingly, I think he moves really well and naturally. I didn't realize how perfectly matched the two of them are until I saw them interact and dance together. Like, physically and personality wise. They got point dogs from them, however, by having a lift in their dance, which is illegal in the quick step. And I did notice that too in a behind the scenes clip that Dancing with the Stars showed prior to the airing of the premiere. Carrion is the one that clogged them, and she's always coming for somebody in their lifts. Don't ever do a lift where it's not allowed in front of Carrion because she will call you out. She is going to call you out. Emma's choreography was also just really fun, and I think it was perfect for him to be breaking out of his shell. I still don't know where I see them in the competition, but he just seems really fun and charming, surprisingly. So that makes me interested to see what more they have to offer in the coming weeks. My score for them is going to be a 6. Bachelorette Gabby, Wendy, and Val did a jive to As It Was by Harry Styles, and I told y'all that this girl could dance. I said it. I told y'all, go watch my video. I predicted that. Something about her just screams, I am going to wipe the floor with y'all. She definitely has potential, and I think without the factor of, just genuine week one nerves, she's going to be fabulous moving forward, especially with Val. You know what? I think it's time that we admit and move on that Val is just exceptional. Like, we can't keep denying it. He's an amazing choreographer. He's an amazing partner. He's just amazing. Like, we need to admit that. Also, I need this rendition of As It Was on my Spotify like yesterday. They received all sevens from the judges, and I think they deserved at least one eight, which is why I am going to give them a 7. You didn't expect me to do it a second time, huh? Never let people know your next move. I'm gonna save my 8 for her for now because I know she's going to earn it very soon. Joseph Baena and reigning champ Daniella Karagash are next, and they did a jive to Pump It by the Black Eyed Peas. I'm saying this about everybody at this point, but I see potential. No, like I really do think that he has potentials. I just think that the jive probably shouldn't have been his first dance. Especially such a fast jive. But all that means is that he has the opportunity to do other dance styles when he has, more, when he's at a more improved point in the competition. Also, Daniela had my favorite choreography of the night down. It's not a surprise to me because she's amazing. They got a score of 23 with a 5 from Len. Len is so bitter. It's week 1 and he's already getting booed. And this time they booing with a passion, honey. And I support that because this did not deserve a 5. It did not deserve to be tainted by a 5 Len Goodman. You know, for somebody with good in their name, you could be pretty cruel. My score for Joseph and Daniela is a 5. You know what? Maybe, yeah, maybe, you know what? Just because it doesn't matter and I love Daniela, let's change that to a 6. It's going to be a 6 for me. My review for Jason and Peta is he did better than Vinny. You could at least see that he tried. He said something along the lines of everyone performs best at the edge of their ability and that he performed at the best of his ability, at the edge of his ability. And I understand that. If you just can't do it, you can't do it. You can't fight it. But as I predicted, his performance wasn't a standout and it was a bit forgettable. You could kind of see it on both their faces, like his and Peter's, that they knew they were going to be going home to. Oh my god. Why do I like to talk so much? I could have ended this like 2 sentences ago and I would have never spoiled it. Anyway, I'm going to add a 5 to their score of 18 out of 40. Our penultimate dance of the night came from Selma Blair and Sasha Farber, who danced a beautiful Viennese waltz to Time of My Life by David Cook. Selma Blair is going to make me cry this season, at least once. I don't doubt it, but it also doesn't take much to make me cry anyway. So just hearing her story and watching her overcome that all season long, it's not going to be much of a challenge to make me teary eyed. Her performance was so beautiful, and literally so many people were crying when it was over. If there's a performance that you should watch after this, if you haven't watched them already, it should be hers. People on the internet are attacking Sasha for reusing the same choreography. Well, I got news for you, darling. All your faves do it too. Leave Sasha alone. It's clear that they didn't have as much time to prepare the dance as everyone else. And with Selma's challenges, he probably didn't want to attempt anything too technical on the first week. Regardless of that, though, their dance was amazing and they get a 7 from me as well as the judges. And finally, we have probably the most anticipated performance of the night, Charli D'Amelio and returning legend Mark Ballas. I hated the song. No. I know they wanted to probably use like a trending TikTok song because she's a trending TikTok person. But basically, every song is a trending TikTok song if you want it to be. Y'all could have done better. They are clearly the front runners of this competition. Unless something stupid happens, there's no way that they're not finalists. Charli ate that choreography down. Her technique was flawless. And I just love how Mark Charles, who's Charles? Oop. I just love how Mark kept the routine simple. All the theatrics are gonna come with time, but it's week 1. Let's just show off her skills, show off her techniques, get a good score, get a good momentum going, and move on. I didn't think they were gonna get straight A's because the judges had just been underscoring everybody the entire night. But she did get all straight A's and got the highest score of the night with 32 out of 40. And I don't think I have a choice. I have to go with what the judges are saying. They are the judges after all. And it's going to be an 8 from me too, dog. And it's going to be an 8 from me too, dog. And it's going to be an 8 from me too. So I'm guessing because there's more couples this season and the same amount of episodes every other season, they had to eliminate somebody from the very first week, which to recent memory hasn't happened before on the show, I don't think. It sucks because the beauty of this show is that each couple got at least 2 chances to show off what they can do. But this season, someone is cut after only one dance, which is that's bad. And unfortunately, the first couple leaving us for Dancing with the Stars season 31 is none other than Sex and the City actor Jason Lee Lewis and his partner, returning pro Peter Murgatroyd Smirkovsky. I had them to go in either 15th, 14th, or 13th place, so I wasn't very far off in how I had them predicted to go. I still had them as one of the first outs to leave. What I do love now is that they actually have time to now interview the eliminated contestants and you will really get their thoughts, like their last final thoughts before they leave, and they get to bow. Because especially last season, right after they announced who was eliminated, they kind of had to start rushing to get the show over with before they were cut off the air. The pacing of the show, just in general, just feels a lot better now that it's on Disney Plus. Now it's time to pick my favorite and least favorite dances of the week. My least favorite dance of the week, unfortunately, goes to Vinny and Coco's salsa. It just didn't feed me the way I needed to be fed, and I'm a big boy. I'm always hungry. Ew, why did I say that? I thought it was gonna be funny, but it immediately went to bad. As for my favorite dance, it's hard because I liked so many of them. My top five are definitely Shangela, Charli, Jordin, Wayne, and Joseph, but for all very different reasons. I guess if we're gonna go with performance value and technique, I guess that would be Wayne and Whitney's Cha Cha. But and any of the five dances I just called, with an honorable mention to Selma Blair, could be my favorite dance this week. With time, I'll know. But all in all, this was a really great first episode back, especially with the move to Disney Plus. It's already paying off, and so are all the other big decisions that they made this season. Next week is Elvis night. All the couples will be honoring the late great king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley, with with performances to his hit songs, which means that I need to go listen to Elvis's entire discography so that I could enjoy next week even just a little bit. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm sorry if I'm lacking a lot of energy. I'm running low on everything. If you just haven't done it yet, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you stay up to date with all my latest videos. And also, I want to know, what were your favorite dances from the premiere of Dancing with the Stars Season 31? Who are you rooting for now that you've seen everybody dance? And also, who do you think is going to be the next to go? My next guest to go would probably be... I kind of don't want Cheryl and Louis to leave now, so probably Teresa Louis, unfortunately. Alright, yeah, I think I'm out of here, y'all. See you next week, hopefully. Peace.